Howdy. Okay, we are back and we've got a different kind of grilled cheese. I did my dad's famous grilled cheese before. Very plain, simple. This is a bigger deal. This is going to be a level 2 grilled cheese, but it sounds really good. I've never made it before. I'm making it first time on camera ever. But that's kind of the whole point of this, so that you understand, you know what, you just got to try new recipes and make stuff. It may come out where I go, okay, we'll never make that again, or it may come out where I decide it's good, but you got to try new stuff. So today we're doing grilled cheese with Brie and onion mushroom mixture. So we've got onions caramelizing up right there. We've got mushrooms and we've got some garlic. We're going to have some ciabatta bread and some Brie cheese. So I wanted to show you, peeling garlic can be kind of a pain. And so I have this little handy thing I got at a garlic store, of all places. But you want to try to do that because it's so much easier than trying to peel the garlic off. So once you peel it, you just want to dice it up here, or mince it up, I guess, really. We're going to go mincing, which is really, really small. Okay. So if we come back over here to the skillet, we'll see that our onions have gotten very caramelized, and that's what you really want for caramelization, is they're looking almost like old decrepit French fries or something. But you want to get that all in there like that. Then, my handy dandy scooper, I'm going to put in, there's about 10 mushrooms. I used baby Bella mushrooms. So we're going to put the mushrooms in. And we just sliced them up. And then we're going to put in the garlic. And the onion I used, well, it was about a baseball sized onion, and I used about half of it. You could probably put more in, but it's just kind of as much as I wanted to put in at that point. So, all right. Oh, and the recipe called for 2 cloves of garlic. Now, if you know me, and if you've watched any of my recipes before, 2 cloves of garlic is the same as waving a clove of garlic over your meal, and then that's it. So I actually used like 4 or 5 because I like garlic. My wife likes garlic. So, all right, we're gonna let that now cook for 7 or 8 minutes. Maybe not even that. Depending on the heat here. I'll turn it down just a little bit. So while that cooks, let me talk real quick. So we're using Brie cheese, and the recipe called for thick sliced bread. It doesn't say what kind of bread. You could use sourdough. I happen to use ciabatta bread, fresh made from our local grocery store. So I sliced off some thick slices. And then we have Brie cheese, which is a soft cheese, and it comes with kind of a rind. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it has a rind, which I sliced off. It's completely edible. It's actually just hardened cheese on the outside of it, same thing. But because we're going to be melting it on the griddle for the grilled cheese, I sliced it off just so it would be a little easier to melt into the bread. But if you were just using it for crackers or whatever, it's good cheese. So you can still use that. So while this cooks, keep stirring around here. And then we'll be back in a couple minutes. We're gonna put some broth, a little bit of all-purpose flour in, make a roux. It's a new term I used, or you heard the other day and used, in R-O-U-X, roux. It means a thick, kind of saucy thing. Anyway, we're gonna make a roux. We're going to put the cheese and the roux on the bread, get the bread buttered up, and we're gonna grill it just like a grilled cheese sandwich, but it's gonna have some extra wonderful flavors in it, I think. So it looked really good. I hope it is really good. We'll find out when we come back. Okay, we'll see it. All right, so we have got this now nice and cooked up here. The mushrooms all soft, the garlic smells wonderful. So we're going to put in about a half cup of beef broth. So half cup of broth. And a teaspoon, not a tablespoon, but a teaspoon of all-purpose flour. And mix all that up. Going to turn the heat up to get to a simmering point. That little teaspoon of flour, believe it or not, will start to kind of thicken up the beef broth. Get a little bit of a thicker sauce, a roux. And we'll let that turn up that heat just a little bit. Let it start to simmer. Once and the simmering already. Which will help thicken it up. Kind of keep stirring it around. Once it's simmering, you want to add in a half teaspoon of thyme. So a half teaspoon. Luckily I bought new thyme so we wouldn't be out of time. Oh God, I killed myself. Anyway, we'll mix this up. My wife is shaking her head at me. All right. Now, in the meantime, the griddle over here has been heating up, so it won't hopefully take too long to do up our sandwiches once we've got it ready. Turn that one down just a little bit. We don't want it to really boil. We're looking for a low simmer. Okay, you can hopefully kind of see that this broth that I poured in has thickened up a little bit. Like I said, the flour will thicken it up. It doesn't take a whole lot, but because here's going to be the tricky part. Once I put this, I'm going to put the cheese on the bread. I'm going to scoop up some of this sauce with a little ladle and pour that on there, and then let it start cooking on the griddle. And we're hoping that this is going to be a little bit thick enough that it's not going to pour all over the griddle and make a mess, especially when I go to flip the sandwich. You got to brown both sides, of course. But as you can see, most of that liquid has drawn away now, which is good. All right. That simmer for just a minute here. We're gonna move all of this out of our way. And so now, if you'll see, look over here, if it's fresh bread and you try to butter it, you're probably gonna shred your bread. So I actually threw our butter in the microwave for just about 30 seconds and let it melt down so that it would spread easier. So now we have to put our Brie cheese. I wasn't sure how much to cut off with the Brie, but I'm just gonna kind of put it in so it fits mostly-ish. And grab this. So I'm gonna put that on. I'm going to grab this mushroom mix. And maybe a little too much mushroom mix on there, but we'll, yeah, okay. It's gonna be a bit of a mess, but that's okay. Meals should be good, not necessarily not messy. And with that one on, I will get the Brie cheese on the other sandwich being made. Kind of roughly put that on there. We'll put that on. Going to add mushroom mix to this. It smells really good, I'll say that. And so hopefully it tastes good. I'm going to take the mushroom mix off the heat, turn the stove off. I'm just going to press this down. Now I've got the griddle on kind of low heat. Sometimes, depending on what I'm making, I'll turn the griddle up so it cooks it faster. And sometimes you want something to kind of lightly cook, slowly cook on the griddle. So I've got it on a lower setting so that the Brie has a chance to really melt into the sandwich bread. So while that's cooking for just a couple minutes, I'll do what I always say, just to put stuff away. Clean up while you're going. We don't need this anymore. We can put our garlic away. We can put our onion away. Put our utensils in the sink. So we take a peek and see. It's got some time to cook here. Because you want the bread to be brownish crusty, basically. So we'll let that cook for a little bit. We'll this may take a couple minutes. I don't know. First time. We'll see. So we'll come back when it's ready to be flipped and experience that fun of trying to flip this whole thing without making it fly everywhere. But we'll be back in just a couple minutes. Let's see what happens. We're here to flip it now. So it looks to be kind of golden brownish underneath there, which is kind of what we're looking for. So now, we'll see what happens here. I'm gonna try to get underneath this and flip this without throwing mushroom roux everywhere. Well, close. Kind of made it. Okay, let's see what happens with this one. This one I put a little less mushroom mix on, so it may not be quite so bad, but we'll see. Yeah, okay, that didn't turn out too bad. All right, so there are our sandwiches. I'm gonna let it brown up on this side for a couple more minutes, obviously, and then we'll have them. We'll see if they're good or not. We'll be back when I take a bite, and I'll either choke and vomit, and this will never make my YouTube channel, or it'll be really good and it'll be posted soon. Okay, we'll see in a minute. We're back one more time. All right, these have been going for a little bit here. I pressed them down a little bit so you really get that bottom seared in there. And so now comes the moment of truth. one sandwich. 2 sandwiches. Sure, turn the griddle off here. All right. It may be a little hot to eat. I might be burning my mouth. Have some water just in case. All right, we'll see. We'll try it out here. See if the, ooh, it sure smells good and looks good, but let's see. It's good. It's not Dad's famous grilled cheese, but it's really good grilled cheese. And yeah, so I think I'll be making this again. I'll keep the recipe in my repertoire, and that's it. So grilled cheese with brie and mushroom onion roux on it, and it's really good. And I'm sure you can make it. And see, I did this all first time on camera. It's okay. You can try new recipes. They don't come out. Either try it again till it's different, or say, okay, never again. But try stuff new, okay? All right, we'll see you next time.